In the annals of human history, there lies a tale so alluring, so enigmatic, that it has captivated the minds of thinkers, explorers, and dreamers for centuries: the lost city of Atlantis. But what if we told you that this once mighty civilization, described by the great philosopher Plato, was not merely a figment of his imagination? What if Atlantis was, in fact, a real place, its riches and splendors concealed beneath the waves of the Atlantic Ocean, waiting to be rediscovered? This is not just a story of a lost city. This is a narrative steeped in intrigue, controversy, and the eternal human quest for knowledge. Join us as we plunge into the depths of this magnificent mystery, diving into the origins, the rise, and the ultimate fall of Atlantis, a legend that lingers on the lips of those willing to seek the truth. The origins of Atlantis can be traced back to around 360 BC, to the philosophical writings of Plato, specifically in his dialogues Timaeus and Critias. In these texts, Plato describes a civilization that flourished around 9,000 years before his own time, an island nation of unparalleled wealth and technological prowess, situated beyond the Pillars of Hercules, what we know today as the Strait of Gibraltar. According to Plato, Atlantis was a grand empire, marked by its majestic palaces, elaborate architecture, and a society governed by virtuous principles. He presented this tale not as a historical account, but as an allegory on governance, exploring the theme of hubris, the overreaching pride that leads to downfall. But as the centuries passed, Plato's myth transformed into a quest for truth, for understanding, and perhaps even for fortune. For millennia, historians and adventurers were intrigued by Atlantis's grandeur and the prospect that it may have existed in a forgotten epoch of human history. From the writings of ancient scholars who sought to locate its whereabouts to modern archaeologists and scientists employing advanced technology to unearth its remnants, the mythos of Atlantis only continued to grow. The allure of discovering the lost city was so potent that expeditions poured over the vast seas of the Atlantic, fueled by the possibility of uncovering a civilization that could redefine our understanding of history. But alas, with each new search, the tantalizing whispers of Atlantis remained just that, a whisper, an echo from a past that seemed to evade our grasp. Yet, the struggle for understanding has not been in vain. The tireless work of historians, theorists, and treasure hunters brought forth compelling evidence suggesting that Plato's story may have roots in real events and real places. The eruption of the Thera volcano around 1600 BC, devastating the Minoan civilization, was one such event. The catastrophic consequences of this natural disaster seem to parallel the dramatic end of Plato's Atlantis, a society crippled by hubris, swallowed by the ocean as divine retribution. But what if the truth is much closer to humankind than we ever anticipated? As time progressed, the legend of Atlantis reached its peak in fascination during the Age of Enlightenment, a period when the thirst for knowledge accelerated. Writers, thinkers, and explorers of that era would elevate the tale of Atlantis to new heights, intertwining it with myths, mystical beliefs, and pseudoscientific theories. Some posited that it existed off the coast of the Azores, while others believed it to be hidden in the Caribbean or the Antarctic. People were captivated, dreaming of adventure and uncovering lost treasures that could rewrite the narrative of civilization itself. As this feverish search intensified, Atlantis grew prevalent in popular culture, appearing in various forms of art, literature, and media, leading many to speculate. Was it merely a story, or could it be a gateway to tangible truths? But as the passionate endeavors continued, a dramatic turning point changed the course of history once again. In the early 20th century, a wave of skepticism washed over the academic world. Eminent geologists and historians began to denounce the tale as a mere fiction, a cultural narrative fabricated by Plato to serve his moral lessons. Archaeological methodologies shifted, and the pursuit of Atlantis seemed to dwindle as laughter echoed among those who viewed it as an unattainable goat chasing folly. But just when hope seemed lost, the advent of technology awakened a renaissance of curious investigations. With the development of modern sonar technology and underwater archaeology, the 21st century facilitated unprecedented exploration of the ocean floor like never before. Researchers began using sophisticated equipment to scan suspected sites for signs of ancient civilizations. And in 2019, discoveries near the Azores revived discussions about the possibility that a real sunken city lay beneath the waves, leading to newfound theories and enthusiasm for the once-lost Atlantis saga. The legend endured as scholars explored geological phenomena that caused mass displacement of people, tantalizing entries into maritime archaeology while piecing the past together. As we delve into the legacy of Atlantis, we recognize the far-reaching implications of this ancient story. It serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder of the fragility of civilization and the moral complexities of human ambition. Though Atlantis may be viewed as a lost city beneath the ocean waves, its presence permeates our discourse today. It invites us to reflect on our own societies grappling with hubris, technological advancement, and the persistent desire to conquer the unknown. The narrative of Atlantis compels humanity to consider its future. It challenges us to find balance between progress and humility, a lesson drawn from the pages of ancient history that resonates poignantly in our modern world. As we arrive at the emotional conclusion of this journey into the mystery of Atlantis, we are left with a lingering sense of wonder. Did this great civilization truly exist? What became of its people, its treasures, and the knowledge they possessed? As the tides of time erode the boundaries between myth and reality, the story of Atlantis calls to us yet again, echoing through the ages. Perhaps we need not find Atlantis to ascertain its wisdom, for it exists within our very pursuits, the eternal quest for understanding, for exploration, and for the truth. After all, in a world teeming with mysteries, are we not all seeking our own lost cities within the realms of our lives? As the currents of history continue to swirl around the legend of Atlantis, swirling with possibility and conjecture, we find ourselves confronted with questions that stretch beyond mere facts. Why does this story persist, resonating through millennia? Why do we care so deeply about a civilization that may never have existed? Perhaps it can be traced back to the innate human desire to seek connections with our past, a longing for belonging in a chaotic world, and the urge to decode the enigma of existence itself. Atlantis stands not merely as a geographical location, but symbolizes the human struggle for identity, meaning, and ultimately, survival. But what happened next shocked the world. In 2020, an unexpected breakthrough emerged from the depths of the ocean when an international team of marine archaeologists, utilizing advanced remote sensing technology, uncovered traces of a complex underwater structure off the coast of the Azores. Initial analyses suggested that these remnants displayed attributes of human engineering, prompting a frenzy of excitement in the archaeological community. Could this be merely coincidence, or are we witnessing the resurrection of a long-forgotten civilization? The media erupted in speculation, igniting popular imagination, allowing dreamers to envision the wonders that might lay beneath. Researchers framed their discoveries within the context of the Atlantis narrative, reviving old debates about its potential existence and spurring a new wave of explorations. As the narrative gained momentum, public interest surged. Documentaries, podcasts, and articles erupted across platforms, rekindling an age-old fascination with lost civilizations and forgotten myths. Citizens, feeling a collective sense of nostalgia for the grandeur of the past, were drawn in, diving headfirst into the realms of marine archaeology, mythology, and history. Schools implemented curricula focusing on ancient cultures, urging students to delve deeper into the philosophical implications of Plato's writings. Atlantean theories flourished, filling bookshelves and inspiring new generations of explorers. The question of whether Atlantis existed turned into a widespread cultural phenomenon, raising dialogues about archaeological preservation and the balance of progress versus environmental stewardship. Amidst this fervor, scholars critically examine the implications of Plato's allegory. For many, Atlantis serves as a warning against the perils of moral decline. It highlights the impermanence of great civilizations when they abandon their core values and succumb to their vices. Historians began drawing parallels between Atlantis's fate and contemporary societies, contemplating whether modern civilization is wandering down a similar path. Are we, too, exploiting our technological prowess and resources without regard for the consequences.